What is an unlived life? Is it finding a purpose in life, or is it creating a meaningful life? How do you discover whether you have an unlived life, and, if you do, what it might be like? The concept of an unlived life may seem complicated, but is actually quite straightforward, so let me explain. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, Living an Unlived Life, where my goal is to find contentment by honouring my dreams, where I'm actively transforming regret and disappointment into a life of satisfaction in my later years. Dreaming is an essential part of being a human being. I think, therefore I am. I dream, therefore I do. From an early age, children crave objects and action, toys and play. As we grow, these yearnings gain momentum and turn into bigger desires: cars, sporting achievements, a home, overseas travel, tertiary qualifications, fulfilling careers, and a significant relationship. Some dreams are as big as becoming a billionaire. Other dreams are as small as having a different hairstyle. Over the years, our dreams grow and change. Some become a reality, while others are abandoned as being irrelevant or impractical or too expensive. However, some dreams, especially those generated in our youth, remain and can linger unsatiated for a lifetime. The bigger a dream, the stronger a dream, the more likely it will be put aside while the task of creating and sustaining a manageable life takes over, for that is the nature of dreams. Like unrequited love, they are pushed to the back of our minds far enough away to not give us too much grief. By middle age, whatever that is these days, unattended dreams often become a source of deep-seated emotional frustration, a discomfort, like a constantly barking dog way off in the distance. It's something you acknowledge as annoying, but it's going to take a lot of effort to take action to relieve the irritation. Ironically, while people talk about living in a comfort zone, it's remarkable just how much emotional or psychological discomfort people will tolerate before they are sufficiently motivated to do something permanent about it. Indeed, some people have unlived dreams that have been buried for so long that they are not overtly acknowledged, but nevertheless, the unfulfilled desire contributes to a general sense of dissatisfaction, the feeling that something's not quite right in my life, but I don't know what it is. Or sometimes even, everything seems wrong in my life, but I don't know how to fix it. This is the hidden dream, the suppressed dream, the primal dream, and as I found, suppressed, unlived dreams can sometimes resurface in the most unexpected ways. But before I recount my experience of finding and beginning to live my unlived life, let's deal with the two concepts of finding a purpose in life and finding meaning in life. The concept of finding a purpose in life, or a calling, implies that there is one and only one main thing that you must do to find fulfillment in life. There is often a spiritual implication in the concept of finding a purpose or a calling in life, especially among religious people who deem the purpose or calling to have been ordained by whatever particular God that they believe in. To some people this comes as a gift, to others it carries the burden of obligation. However, it is my belief that living an unlived life does not equate to finding a purpose in life. That might happen along the way, but living your unlived life means honouring your dreams, however big or small they are, and however long you have held them. Finding meaning in life is often equated to finding a purpose, but to me, finding meaning is an entirely different concept. To me, there are many things that are meaningful in life, big and small. Having a loving family and friends is an obvious area of meaning to many people, but to me the concept of living a meaningful life is much more personally specific than that. For example, because I am a highly visual person, it is meaningful to me to be surrounded by colour and to be able to work and play with colour. I am similarly visually excited by grand vistas, and thus it is important to me to be able to see broad expanses of landscape on a regular basis. Participating in sports that involve speed, such as skiing, horse riding and motorcycle riding, is also meaningful and therefore important to me. Accepting this definition of life's meaning implies that what is meaningful to one person will be vastly different to what is meaningful to somebody else. More importantly, however, is that exploring and articulating all the things that are meaningful to you will help you discover aspects of your unlived life. Now, back to the discovery of my own unlived life. By the time I was 67, I had reinvented my professional life many times. I'd been a science student, a university tutor, a public servant, a rural property owner, a consultant in medical biotechnology, a small business owner specialising in meeting management, a professional technical writer and editor, an English language teacher, an ebook entrepreneur, a financial markets analyst, and a stock market trader. I'd also participated in a range of sporting activities, including swimming, tennis, bushwalking, skiing, cycling, triathlon, and horse riding. Over the years, I'd also found fulfillment in a range of hobbies: sewing, painting, furniture renovation, bonsai, and gardening. While all of these activities had been fun and greatly satisfying, there was something missing, though I didn't know it at the time. In 2019, my youngest son and his wife spent a year riding mountain bikes in New Zealand, Canada, the United States, and South America. When they returned to Australia, my son, in a throwaway line, said that his next overseas trip would be adventure touring in Asia on a motorcycle. The proverbial light globe turning on my head goes nowhere near to describing how I embraced this idea for myself. The next day, I booked a novice motorcycle training course to get a learner permit, and within weeks I had my learner's license. A few days later, I purchased my first motorbike, a Harley-Davidson Street 500, and fully embraced the dream of riding around the world. I couldn't, however, at this point buy a bike suitable for adventure touring because Australia has strict laws regarding what power of motorbike you can ride until you have ridden for at least a year. In the interim, however, I obtained a small trail bike to learn how to ride off-road. When I was eligible to ride a more powerful motorbike, I upgraded my Street 500 to a Sport Glide. Then finally, I purchased my adventure touring dual-purpose motorbike, a BMW F750 GS, which it can ride on or off-road. My plan is to travel overseas on the BMW in a year or so after my dream house at the coast is finished. But where had this dream come from? At university, I was friends with a guy who owned a Norton Commando and sometimes rode pillion with him, which I enjoyed immensely. Years later, when I owned a 600-acre horse adjustment property, it occurred to me that having a farm motorbike would be useful, but having 2 young children at the time, I decided that it would be impractical and too much risk as a mother. However, clearly a seed had been sown, which didn't resurface until 50 years later. But when it resurfaced, and I embraced it, I was extraordinarily happy. Thus, an unlived life is a dream that you still hold dear, but you have, for whatever reason, not found the motivation or resources to progress. If you have thoughts of unearthing your unlived life, I urge you to believe that, at whatever age you are, it's not too late to start a journey of discovery and achievement. And, as my story suggests, that if you set out to discover what your unlived life might be, you may need to go back a long way and dig down deep. Of course, there may be more than one activity that you find is missing in your life, so be prepared to analyse and prioritise what is most important to you. Finally, if you want to explore your own unlived life, the place to start is to read Poe Bronson's book, What Should I Do With My Life? The true story of people who answered the ultimate question. While you might not be looking for a new career, the book is full of inspirational stories of how people, driven by a desire to find contentment by honouring their dreams, have changed their lives. Another source of help and inspiration is any one of Barbara Sher's fabulous books on discovering what you really want in life and how to get it. So there it is, your unlived life begging for attention. What will you do about it? In my next episode, What Drives You, I explain the 4 basic principles which underpin our motivation and direct our choices in life. Having a basic understanding of these principles will help you work out why you behave the way you do. And this will, in turn, help you understand the choices you make and why you might dream about living a different life. For more information about living your own unlived life, if you go to my website, you can download a copy of my free book, Living Your Unlived Life, Finding Contentment by Honouring Your Dreams. And if it's your thing, you could like this video and subscribe to my channel.